time for the tonally tasty Tele tones time.
Yeah, so we get a cool project that wandered in the shop here. This is a Vintera, right?
Yeah.
Tele Deluxe with a full-size wide range in the neck, Tele in the bridge. Marco, what did we do to this thing?
So, well, there was a kind of like a mismatched set in there, so it was out of phase in the middle position. So first we made sure to make it a matched set, and we kind of went with a variation of our Custom, a little bit more overwound to play nicer with kind of our standard version of our wide range humbucker in the neck, the full-size one.
So the overwind was just basically to balance out, because this is a big pickup, it's very strong, and the customer was having some issues with balance, I think, before.
Yeah.
I mean, they were out of phase too when they showed up. So, but now it feels like everything is balanced across the board. That overwind, so overwinding the bridge, what does that do to the tone of the pickup?
Well, and so it was kind of thin before, and normally our kind of standard Custom Tele is kind of more vintage spec, but we wanted to kind of get it out of that ballpark. The overwinding gives you a little bit more like kind of mid-range character, obviously more output, so you'll noticeably feel more excitement coming out of the amp and the speaker, and it's just less of a stark difference when you switch between the three positions. I remember before, especially since this is a humbucker, there's a lot of output. It kind of is a big sound, and then when you would switch to the neck, it really thinned out.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it did really give that extra bit of balance that we needed out of the pickups then. And I'm looking at the height here, how we set it up, but they're actually fairly close to even height, which is not always what you get when mixing two different kinds of pickups. So that seemed to go really well, really great. If you have a Tele Custom, this is a great set. We can build you something that is Tele Custom ready. You can email us and say, hey, I want something like what I heard in the video, and that is the stock Custom Tele, like you mentioned. I think we did a 12% overwind. That's the magic number that makes it work together. But it really did balance this out, and this being our non-traditional wide range with, it's almost like two miniature versions of the Custom Tele under the hood, wired as a humbucker. So that's kind of what we did with this, but let's plug it in and hear how it sounds.
So hopefully you can hear that better balance between the pickup switch, and that bridge even does a lot of things that maybe you wouldn't expect it to, especially playing with the humbucker. So
yeah, it was a good experiment for us. I think we haven't had a actual Tele Custom in here in a long time, so it's not only fun to kind of experiment with different things, but combining something like this. If you got the Custom with the regular humbucker, what would you do differently in here? Because we have also the WRH, which if you like this sound, but you have the traditional humbucker size, we could do WRH there, and it would sound exactly the same. But what would you do maybe differently if you had a neck humbucker slot?
Well, yeah, definitely the WRH, and because it is a little bit smaller, you actually can't get as much wire as you can on these full-size ones. So maybe I would have just went with like a 8.5% or 10% overwind on the bridge. But I think, in a similar guitar, similar sounding guitar, it would be a good combination.
Yeah.
You can hit a lot of, the tones that you want with that set, so it's very usable. So.
Yeah, and it was fun playing the guitar. Really good quality guitar. Did have to do a little bit of extra tweaking to kind of get it happy. But what we're finding too is, I mean, this is kind of an aside, but we talked about it this morning. But just kind of these guitars that are coming out of the assembly line, they do need some setup work and some tweaking. We just finished a couple of videos about some setup tools from Music Nomad we really like. If you haven't caught that video, go back in our channel, just a couple of videos from here, and you'll see that really, we use some of those tools in this specific guitar to try to dial it in specific for the player, but also just to make it a little bit more, I mean, it was basically a kind of a slide guitar when it showed up, and we're trying to bring it back into a more acceptable range. And so just know that as you put new pickups in a guitar, you may want to consider also overhauling the instrument as well, and really, even before we start filming, trying to make it play as good as possible is kind of the goal. So
yeah,
definitely. Thanks for watching our videos. We appreciate you guys doing that. We try to do this in the middle of crazy production days and building, so hopefully you're enjoying this content. If there's anything you want to see, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos as well. We love talking guitar. We always talk guitar, so we're going to continue to do that, and hopefully this is enjoyable content for you guys, and thanks for your support.
Yeah, catch you guys on the next one.